Hello there and welcome to episode 3 of Rebuilding WWE, the series where we take WWE in a post-Mania world and we try and do it a little bit better. So far, based on what you guys have said, we're doing better. So I do appreciate all of that, so let me know if that continues. In this episode, we are in Cedar Falls, Iowa. We're in Iowa for this show. From in the Midwest, staying in the Midwest, we were there for SmackDown. We'll do the tour of the Midwest states, then we'll move on to somewhere else. Because these are both rising over here. So that means our fan base is just going to keep building. So this is the second Raw after Mania. We've got 3 tournament matches announced for this show. Logan Paul has called out The Miz to face on this show. And we have the ramifications of all the things which happened last week. Such as the formation of the Celtic Connection, the formation of the Occult, and their attack on AJ Styles and Finn Balor. There's a lot of things going around here. There's a lot of plates spinning, and let's see how this episode handles them. And the show starts with, in the ring, the entrance of the Occult. Edge, Mustafa Ali, and Damian Priest. All 3 of them coming out together, almost brutish. Suits, everything. The House of Purple joke is the one I've heard going around. That's what they kind of are. Suited in this sort of purple lighting, coming out dark, serious. And which is what we want to see from these 3. A legitimate character. And they all cut the promos, they all get a chance on the mic, and they challenge Finn Balor and AJ Styles to find a tag team partner next week, because there's not going to be any tournament matches next week. And of course AJ Styles is in the tournament, so even if they go out there, so even if he goes through, he doesn't have to wrestle next week anyway. They challenge them to find a tag team partner for next week. They're going to have a 6-person tag, which will probably be the main event of that show. 65 rating. Adam Pearce then announces we're going to have all 3 quarterfinal matches, the remaining 3 quarterfinal matches today, to of course go on Tommaso Ciampa being the person who's already through. And they are Cody Rhodes versus Rey Mysterio in a WrestleMania rematch from WrestleMania 27. Bobby Lashley versus Seth Rollins, and AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens, which will be tonight's main event. Hometown boy Seth Rollins is up next. 56 rating, a new world champion advances. And Seth Rollins picks up the victory, defeating Bobby Lashley in 18 minutes, just over 18 minutes even, with a curb stomp after the almighty Omos attacks Bobby Lashley. And it's Malcolm Bivens in this save who is managing Omos. MVP is staying with Bobby Lashley, but as a heel manager to a babyface wrestler. We're trying to balance these sort of gimmicks. He turns babyface. It's a success. Great start. But Seth Rollins goes through in the tournament, and after the match, Omos beats down Lashley, orchestrated by Malcolm Bivens. Bivens is the perfect manager in my opinion for Omos, because Bivens is fucking tiny and Omos is fucking huge, and it would look hilarious. 56 rating. Great stuff. I might actually do a thumbnail with these 2, but you just see Omos and you just see the top of Bivens' head next to him. That would be quite funny. Thinking out loud, but 56 rating for the angle, not too shabby. It gives Omos a chance to someone to build. We get a clip from earlier in the day as Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan challenge the Celtic Connection to a tag team match. It's just a setup for this match, or it's not just a match randomly assessed. We're showing that, no, earlier in the day they had a bit of a confrontation and they asked for this match. 68 rating for the angle. The match gets a 55, which isn't great, but it's not too bad actually. And Piper Niven and Nikki Cross defeat Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, when Nikki Cross defeats Liv Morgan with the perfect storm after Lynch interferes on behalf of her to Celtic Connection teammates. Gives Celtic Connection a big win, but also gives Ripley and Morgan an easy out because they were screwed out of that. Becky Lynch got involved. 55 rating though, good stuff. Backstage, Chad Gable offers to team with Stevenson for his debut match, a tag team match tonight, and give Gable Stevenson a chance to think about his offer. The offer to join the Alpha Academy is still there, and this is a chance to experience that firsthand, the support the Alpha Academy can give you. Stevenson agrees to the match, because it's already booked, so you know. And then we get that match, as Stevenson and Chad, I don't want to keep using the word Gable, because it doesn't sound like a real word anymore, defeat Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz, when Gable Stevenson makes Aziz tap out to any form of submission lock. Would look realistic with Stevenson. Continues the best way to learn storyline, gaining heat. Stevenson benefited from being Flavour of the Month, but he was off his game, meaning he only gets 47. Apollo Crews was actually the best in-ring performer in this match. It's a shame the position he's in. We're going to have to completely rebuild him up. 54 rating. And after the match, Stevenson decides that he will be turning down Chad Gable's offer. He's not great on the mic. Stevenson isn't, but he knows that he will be turning down Chad's offer, and he goes their separate ways. But Chad Gable, you can see in the ring, is livid. 44 rating. First squash match of the night: Bron Breakker defeats Jeremy Wyatt 2 minutes 5 seconds with a Gorilla Press Power Slam. Second squash match of the night, straight afterwards, Austin Theory defeats Jock Sampson with a standing moonsault, 2:24. Oh, 20 seconds difference. Not a beat the clock challenge though, so doesn't particularly matter. What matters afterwards is this segment after, as Triple H and Vince McMahon are backstage after those matches, and they're just arguing over the future direction of the WWE. Triple H says we should be pushing Breakker. Breakker is the biggest star we've got in the future, whereas McMahon is adamant that it's Theory. Both guys are staunch supporters of their protege, I'm going to call them, and they're not even willing to listen to the other. This is going to be the longest story I tell in this save. Probably Theory versus Breakker is the future main event of WrestleMania in this save, and that will be the end. That will be this story told. This story is starting from episode 1, and this will go until there is a main event of WrestleMania, which is Austin Theory versus Bron Breakker, and that will officially be the end of this storyline. 80 rating though, gains heat. Bianca Belair defeats Tamina in just 11 minutes 22 with the KOD. Good showcase for Belair. Lets her show off a strength spot, obviously hitting the KOD on Tamina. Big strength spot. 53 rating, not too shabby. And then afterwards, Bianca Belair accepts Asuka's challenge. At Backlash, she will defend her title against Asuka. 67 rating, good stuff. And now we head into the final hour, which is very match heavy, I'll tell you that. Cedric and Shelton draw with the Street Profits following a double count out. Montez Ford was head and shoulders above everyone else in ring. But we had Randy Orton and Riddle at ringside, which ended up distracting both teams, and they all missed the count. 59 ratings. Good match though, to be fair. We then get tournament match. Cody Rhodes defeats Rey Mysterio in 1830 with the Crossroads. 67 rating. Almost put this as the main event. Realised the rating was probably going to be better on the main event. If that's cost me, I will let it cost me. Logan Paul and The Miz. Miz comes out with Maurice, and they have a promo battle. My idea for this is similar to the Punk MJF promo. Although I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as good. That would probably be in the 90s, 100 almost. That is the basis of this promo. It's the shots, the jabs, constantly poking at the other person without ever actually touching. These two people who are both very talented on the mic going at it. 77 rating. Honestly, I think it could have done a bit better. I'm not going to sit here and criticise that though. I'm excited to see where this is a feud I'm actually really excited to see them try and do in real life, because I think I can do it better. Logan Paul brings up MJF. He brings up that line from the CM Punk promo. Says you're just the template for people on other shows to go and do you. There's people on other shows that are just better versions of you. Miz calls out everything with Logan Paul, calls out the boxing, the alleged scripting of that, calls out the Japanese forest. These people, I don't want these two to hold back. I want these two to go out and just cut the best promos they can on each other. And build up a feud. Make people believe that these two people actually want to beat the living crap out of each other. Because if you can't make me believe that, there's no point in having this match. 77 rating. And the main event, I was right. It was a better match. It wasn't much though, as AJ Styles defeats Kevin Owens with a phenomenal forearm. Goes just under 20 minutes. 69 rating for both guys. 69 for the match. Finn Balor's at ringside, sort of defending in case any of the occult tried to get involved. They don't, which Kevin Owens is probably going to play up next week. But a 69 rating for main event is not too shabby. I'd have hoped AJ vs Owens would have done a little bit better. Match, we get a 70, increasing 9, losing 9. That's pretty much identical to what it was last week. But again, I don't care what the rating says. I want to know what you guys think. Where do you think we should go with these stories? What do you think of these stories? Are these good stories? Are these better than what's going on in real life? Let me know in the comments down below. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and subscribe for more Total Extreme Wrestling content, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.